What is up, everybody? We are back for another daily episode of Dappz Live. I am your host, Dappz, with the all and powerful Ethan. And listen, we had a lot going on Monday Night Football. Ethan, I know you enjoyed that game last night. Football is officially back. The Bears and Vikings played a game of two halves, we'll call it. JJ McCarthy was 1 for 2 through 5 minutes left in the second quarter. He ends up throwing 8 passes in the first half. One really bad pass, a 75-yard interception. I'm watching this game thinking, oh man, JJ McCarthy's career is over. This dude has no composure. He's completely out. I mean, and then look at this. We are so back. 3-0 in fantasy? No. I'm going to go 0-3 in fantasy. Lost nearly every bet I placed. 2 meals via Uber Eats today. Football season is so effing back. By the way, I had the opposite experience. Went 6-0 in fantasy. I am on a heater right now, gambling. I just hit the over again last night. Doubled the account. And my meals are in my fridge. You nailed it. I mean, come on now. Listen, JJ McCarthy comes out in the second half, though. Let's get back to Monday Night Football, Bears, Vikings. McCarthy comes out, looks like a completely different quarterback, completely gathers his composure. I don't know what O'Connell was doing last night. It felt like he didn't want to give McCarthy the ball. He didn't trust him. And then McCarthy makes a couple throws, throws a touchdown to throws a touchdown to Jefferson. Really just thread the needle there. Then throws a beautiful touchdown to Aaron Jones on his next drive. Now they've got 14 points. I mean, what did you think of JJ last night, Ethan?
I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. JJ McCarthy is dog shit. It was his first game, so I cut him some slack, but he didn't make a single throw that was anywhat impressive. That first half was terrible. That second half was lucky. The Bears kind of gave it to him. It was soft coverage. Not only was McCarthy mid, I loved Caleb Williams. I thought he played great. I mean, that offensive line is terrible. They had 12 penalties. Ben Johnson has these guys doing stupid, gimmicky bullshit. That's why they go offsides the whole time. I think Caleb Williams is just going to have to grind through the bad coaching and show him that he's an elite quarterback.
You praising Caleb Williams and diminishing JJ McCarthy right now after last night's performance is absolutely wild to me. I think Caleb Williams looked like absolute dog shit. Caleb Williams is throwing 5-yard outs on 3rd and 10 every single play. Can't seem to find anybody. Has no idea where he is. He's on his 3rd different offensive coordinator in 2 years. I love Ben Johnson, but to be honest, I would have to agree with you, Ethan, on the fact that I didn't like the play calling last night from the Bears. Don't know what they're doing. You have so many weapons. You have DJ Moore. You have Odunze. DeAndre Swift looked like an absolute animal, by the way. I don't know if you saw where he lowered his shoulder and just ran through a guy. And DeAndre Swift doesn't even look like a big running back like that. The Bears had this game. They let it go 6-7 straight drives. They couldn't even get a first down, I think, or at least score a touchdown or get a field goal. They gave the game back to the Vikings, but I will say that JJ McCarthy really, really impressed the way he came back from the first half to the second half. Absolutely wild. DJ Moore also took a huge hit across the middle. It looked like he might not come back into the game. He ends up actually getting up after this, and at first I'm like, is it his wrist? Is it his side? Did he get knocked out? Caleb Williams gets hit also. This play ended up bringing the bringing the Bears 15 yards closer, and I think they ended up kicking a field goal here with 2 minutes left, but they just could not put it in the end zone, unfortunately, or maybe they did score a touchdown here and they ended up losing by 3. But Caleb Williams, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I thought with Ben Johnson, he was going to look like a different player from Eberflus, who was so bad. You really liked his performance last night?
I think his pocket presence was amazing. If you take away the 12 penalties, they win this game handily. I mean, Odunze looked terrific. I just don't love the play calling. I don't like all the false starts and just too much. I feel like Ben Johnson has tried to bring this team to like a whole new Lion-style offense when they're not ready for it. They made the jump before they had the stuff in place. I found out that Swift's going to be that Gibbs and Montgomery in one. Swift's going to get a ton of usage this year. I also think that Coach Flo on the Vikings should be a head coach. I mean, if Ben Johnson got a head coaching job, Coach Flores, I know he's a whistleblower, but he's been terrific his whole career. He's an outstanding coach. Like that Vikings defense last year was like a number 2 defense. And if you go down that whole, like the depth chart, a bunch of nobodies. That team is turned around because of Coach Flores. I think that Caleb Williams in the next couple of weeks will keep looking good. I like how he moves in the pocket. I like his delivery. The balls come out crispy. I don't like the nail polish, but everything else I'm a fan of.
Flo is absolute ass. He went from a linebackers coach underneath Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, riding the coattails to 4 championships, which he had nothing to do with, by the way. And then he became a head coach of the Dolphins, where he stunk.
I thought he was
and
great.
then started race baiting and saying that because of the color of his skin, he wasn't given equal opportunity, but he just stunk. Now he's back in a defensive coordinating position, which, by the way, he's great at. He should stay in that lane, stay on the defensive side of the ball. Great work last night with the D. Coach Flores, you're never going to be a head coach again, though. That's just the reality.
I mean, it's only a reality because of the NFL is going to not let him back in. What he did with the Dolphins, he was a very good coach. Like, you can look back, those Dolphins defenses were elite defenses. He got fired because of the whole Brady thing. I think Kevin Flores deserves a second chance.
Nate Lorenzo is in the comments, and he's asking who, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, or Quentin Johnson, all available. And I'll tell you why I'm going to go with Hollywood Brown as your pickup here is because he was targeted more than any other receiver or tight end week 1. 16 targets by Mahomes. Mahomes loses Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy for the next 6 weeks. No doubt about it. There's only so many people he can throw the ball to. Kelsey is obviously one of his favorites. Hollywood Brown being targeted 16 times. That's absolutely insane. Quentin Johnson, listen, I liked his performance. He finally figured out how to catch the ball after 3 years, I guess, maybe. But again, Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen were both targeted as many times as Quentin Johnson. So I am definitely picking up Hollywood Brown if he's available, Nate. I think that's who you got to target, especially with Mahomes looking as great as he did.
And as someone who drafted Hollywood Browns in all league, go look at Hollywood Brown's first 4 weeks in his career. Every first 4 weeks of the season, he's a top 10 receiver. He's the only receiver left there. And once you get him in motion, like once you get him active, he just keeps getting better and better. So watch, they'll feed him early, and then by the end of the game, he'll be putting up those 50-yard catches routinely. He should have scored last week if he just kept running.
And anybody else who's watching, please comment, ask us questions. We love to interact with you guys and figure this stuff out together. Moving on to the next segment. And the last thing I want to ask you, though, Ethan, is how many wins JJ McCarthy?
Dude, they're going to win some games because that defense is good and JJ doesn't have to do much. He has to throw to Justin Jefferson. Like, that's the easiest job. Sam Darnold, did we watch him last week in Seattle? Was terrible. And if Sam Darnold could win, 12 games with that team, I think what Kevin Flores did last year with that defense was more impressive than what any other coach did.
So you think the Vikings are like potential Super Bowl contenders?
No, not even close. But they might make the playoff.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy stinks.
Well, it's kind of crazy to look at, but check out this graphic right here, Ethan. There are still so many teams without a Super Bowl. The Vikings, Lions, Chargers, Texans, Jags, Browns, Cardinals, Bengals, Falcons, Bills, Titans, Panthers all have never won a Super Bowl. And then you'll see the last time each team won it all, courtesy of Boardroom. And my New York Jets are in that last place position. We have not won a Super Bowl since 1969. And you know, that makes me feel very, very bad down in my gut, right? But then you see all those other teams who have never won a Super Bowl, and you kind of go, oh, well.
Nice to be there.
It's still nice, right? And now we're going to move on to the McDonald's bucket of sauce. This one's for you, Ethan. I think you're going to like this. A gallon of rare McJordan barbecue sauce from 1992 sold for $10,000 this week. So back in the 90s, McDonald's had a little deal with Jordan. They were selling McJordan sauce. Are you a buyer of the McJordan barbecue sauce?
No, man. I'm a honey mustard person. I don't even like barbecue sauce, especially from McDonald's. The funniest thing enough, I guarantee that barbecue sauce still tastes exactly the same. It is probably aged like fine wine.
I have a question. When you have this barbecue, like is there just so many preservatives in this stuff that there's no mold? There's no mold in the barbecue sauce?
Dude, it's all made of mold in the first place.
It's made of mold.
Yeah, like there's not. It's just like silicone and like doo-doo. It's gonna be fine over years.
I just don't understand how the McJordan barbecue sauce survives the time. I mean, Oh, and now we have Joe Sam in the comments. I would feel it in my gut being a Jets fan. LOL. That's not funny, Joe Sam. That's not funny. JD says sauce never gets old. I kind of wish that McDonald's would do a partnership this season with Jordan and bring back the McJordan sauce. Right? Like I want to taste this stuff. You don't want the McJordan sauce?
No, did you try that Szechuan sauce they brought back like 10 years ago? That thing was terrible. Like this, if it's in the past, you should leave it in the past.
I don't know. They got rid of the McRib.
And what's the difference between the McJordan barbecue and the actual Jordan? Does it beat its wife and gamble too much?
Oh my goodness. Moving right along. Brian Callahan does not know the rules of the NFL. Did you see what happened, Ethan?
No, I don't know who this guy even is.
Brian Callahan, the coach of the Tennessee Titans. You don't know who
Bengals OC. Yeah, he's not good at the Bengals. He's not going to be good in Tennessee. But what did he do?
We're going to fire up the. I don't even know if. What was the whole controversy, Dylan?
Watch this.
Watch this.
I'm watching.
Consider a challenge on the Isle Manor play where they moved out of bounds on the sideline, and it looked like his elbow hit inbounds first.
Yeah, you got to get a foot inbounds too, which we didn't have a clean look at whether his foot was down as well. An elbow doesn't equal 2 feet, so his foot would have had to come down as well. We didn't have a clean look, so the call from upstairs was that it wasn't more challenging.
So little does Brian Callahan know that a elbow does count as 2 feet, and he just. I wonder if the reporter was just kind of like so enamored by what he said, he didn't even respond. Like, what is going on? Should you be fired for this, Ethan?
Dude, what's with all these young quarterbacks? I want the old, not quarterbacks, coaches. I want the old unky coaches with the gray hair, the grumpy ones who know the rules of the game. Like, why are all these coaches look like players? Like, maybe there should be a minimum age for head coaches. You should have to be 55, and you have to read the rule book once a year. Give them a little pop quiz before the season starts.
Well, what's wild is that Pete Carroll just set the record for oldest coach in the league. I think he's 73 years old and some change.
Handsome
and
as
this
hell.
guy has less dementia than Brian Callahan, because Brian Callahan, I mean, at minimum, you should just be like, we made the wrong play. We made the wrong call. Just say anything but what you said. But genuinely, I feel like this might be something you should be fired for.
And can we touch base on Cam Ward real quick? He is surviving the Tennessee Titans. This is going to be a whole season of, could he outdo the doo-doo bullshit that the Titans are going to put him through?
A lot of references to R. Kelly here, surviving doo-doo. I mean, this is very interesting. Dude, how you're comparing.
I thought Cam Ward in that game against the Broncos wouldn't put up one touchdown. He actually looked pretty good. He has a good arm. He has good poise in the pocket. Let's see what Cam Ward can do, because this team is not going to do him any favors, especially when the coach doesn't even know the rules of the football game.
So I don't know if you know about this story. It came in late last night. The Jacksonville Jaguars traded Tank Bigsby to the Eagles last night. I mean, Tank Bigsby last year looked like he was taking that starting role from Etienne. Now he's going to one of the best teams in the league, behind Saquon. What does that mean for Bigsby, and what does it also mean for Saquon? Are the Eagles thinking maybe that Saquon needs to take a couple plays off a game? Are we trying to do some type of Greg Popovich load management thing here?
The Eagles are always ready to make moves and add new players to their team and take risks with 6th and 7th and 5th round picks, because they generally don't matter. This guy is not beating Will Shipley as the backup. Will Shipley will still be the backup. There's more points to the Jaguars saying Tank Bigsby is a piece of shit and that Bayshul Tuten is the backup running back. I like Tuten. I like the name. I like the speed. I like the positions. I think Etienne also having 100-something yards last week showed that he is their number one guy. So they were just clearing space and gaining capital, and Eagles were always ready to throw away a couple late-round picks.
Well, we have loading saying it's because Shipley got hurt, so their backup gets hurt. He's saying, okay, well, now we need a new backup, which is Tank Bigsby. And then we also have Caden asking Njoku or Juwan, who are we starting next week? And by the way, I forget this kid's name, something with an H, if you could look it up. Second tight end on the Browns, the backup tight end, was targeted like 8 times. Flacco's all over him. Not to say Njoku isn't going to get usage, but his name is Harold Fannin Jr., targeted a bunch. So that's definitely going to take into some of Njoku's looks, especially if Flacco's looking at him 8 times in his first game. And And then Juwan Johnson had a monster game. We have no idea what Spencer Rattler is capable of, but what I will tell you is that the Saints will be playing from behind every single week, and they're just going to get a lot of garbage points, garbage receptions, playing against the backups of a lot of teams because they're going to be down 30 points. So I kind of like Juwan Johnson if Rattler's going to throw to him that much.
Here's the thing.
Right?
The new young quarterbacks love their safety guys. They love guys who stay in between the 20, so the tight end's always going to be there for the dump off. So Jennings is going to be a good volume guy because he's going to have at least 5 targets a game. But David Njoku is a very good player. I'm taking David Njoku. I think he didn't get the ball a lot last week, so this week they will go right back to him.
And then we have Kyler Ram in the comments asking Egbuka or Ladd. I mean, dude, Egbuka looked like a monster week 1. It looks like Baker's really, really in sync with him. I don't know if maybe somebody in the comments can let me know if Chris Godwin is hurt right now or if he did play yesterday.
No, he's hurt.
He is hurt.
But it doesn't matter. Egbuka is elite.
Egbuka is elite for sure, whether or not Godwin is playing or not. Ladd McConkey, though, by the way, Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, and Keenan Allen all got between 7 and 9 targets for Justin Herbert, so he's equally dispersing the ball. McConkey didn't get in the end zone, I don't believe. So, and Quentin Johnston got in twice. You have to start McConkey, and I don't. That's a tough McConkey or Egbuka.
I mean, you have to start McConkey. You usually use a 2nd or 3rd round pick on him, so he's got to be a starter for you. But I couldn't put Egbuka on my bench. He is so good, bro.
Ashley Renee says, I have to bench George Kittle. Should I claim Kincaid or Kraft or Frannon? I think she meant Fannin. So, again, I don't – listen, this is why I don't like to draft a George Kittle or a Brock Bowers or a Trey McBride because I think Bowers got hurt. I don't know the status of his injury right now, but he did get hurt, right? And then you have Kittle who's out, who, by the way, love George Kittle, but I've had him on teams in the past 5 years. He always gets hurt. Even when he plays majority of the season, he gets injured for 4 games. And it's in a crucial moment, and it sucks. And now this happens week 1. So now you've wasted a 4th-round pick, or in the Brock Bowers situation, a 2nd-round pick on a tight end, and now you're absolutely screwed. Had you taken a wide receiver, at least you can plug in somebody off waivers. I don't know if you could do that with the tight end position.
My answer is Tucker Kraft. That kid is good. I mean, the Packers are good. We talked about it. They're Super Bowl favorites. And so you take Tucker Kraft.
Now Thorough One says JSN or Hollywood. Listen,
come on.
It's kind of a funny question because JSN balled out. Obviously, Donald loves him. And you have to go, oh my God, it's obviously JSN. But again, remember, Patrick Mahomes targeted Hollywood Brown 15 times. And he lost his number 1 and number 2 receiver. So at the moment, of course, you have to say JSN. But if Hollywood Brown is available in your league, you better scoop him up, and you better scoop him up fast. He's going to score a lot of points over the next 5 weeks. And even if Rashee Rice comes back healthy week 7, Hollywood Brown, if he's in sync with Mahomes isn't going to stop throwing him the ball.
Yeah, but just like the Ladd McConkey thing, JSN is a top 4-round pick. I know you want to get into the new hype, but you still have to start the guys he drafted early. JSN is a top 10 receiver. You cannot bench him.
Okay, moving right along, guys. We'll get back to some of your comments in just a sec. Please keep them flowing. We're going to answer more comments. The fan that shoved D-Hop has been banned from NFL stadiums indefinitely. Is this too harsh a penalty, Ethan?
Dude, I am furious at D-Hop. Where were these catches last year on the Chiefs, bro? I mean, you should push him harder. I hope that was a Chiefs fan that pushed him because that guy just starts playing football out of nowhere. He didn't do that all last year.
I would like to interject because I had D-Hop. He had a really big game like week 6, right? And I get offered an insane trade last year, and everyone was going to flame me in the comments. I got offered Jaden Daniels and Ladd McConkey for D-Hop, and I declined it.
I don't know what to tell you.
The kid had Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels at the time. I don't even want to talk about it. I had a pretty good quarterback at the time. Didn't need him. Horrible. Don't flame me in the comments. Please don't flame me in the comments. By the way, had I accepted that trade, I would have won. But the whole point of this conversation is that D-Hop balled out week 6 or whatever it was, and I'm like, oh man, this is my stud wide receiver. Completely went nowhere the rest of the season. But I also felt like the Chiefs didn't really throw to D-Hop.
Oh, we threw it to him. He just did not catch it. What happened in the Super Bowl when he dropped that easy pass? But back to the fan, All these Bills fans are terrible. Yeah, you should ban them. You should ban a bunch of guys over there. They're jumping through tables. They're assaulting each other. These Bills fans are up to no good.
Well, what I saw, listen, he lightly taps Hop on the helmet, and I don't love that. Then he pushes the star quarterback of the opposing team like,
Hell yeah.
screw that kid, no respect. That's disgusting behavior to do that to another grown man, by the way. And then, by the way, shame on the NFL for not protecting your players. You put your player in a position where a fan can touch a player, right? So you're not protecting your players. And then you penalize Lamar Jackson. This guy shoved his neck. Like, this is just like,
Dude.
This is not a cool move. I don't like it. He should be banned. He should never go to a game again.
This is typical Buffalo behavior. Why are we acting like this is new? This has been going on for 30 years. You're living in Buffalo. You're a miserable person. You're one time to give an outlet at these football games. So, yes, you go into my stands. You were getting assaulted.
All right,
Give that kind of medal.
We got a lot of comments, a lot of questions. Can we scroll up just a little bit, Dill? Trade Lamar for Gibbs, QB2 Murray,
Yes.
RB1 A-Chain, RB2 Pollard. Listen, I think that I hate Kyler Murray, and I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's good for roughly 30 points a week. If you have Gibbs and Murray, though, so you're going to have Gibbs, A-Chain, and Pollard as your flex. I love that, plus Murray. I think you might have to consider it, but Sir Cornelius, I don't know. That's a tough position to be in. I love Gibbs and I love Lamar Jackson. What did you say, Ethan?
Dumb question, trade him. Gibbs is far more valuable than Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's a quarterback. You drafted him in the 4th round. You go get your top 3 player in fantasy.
Dilly is asking, trade JMO, which I assume he means Jamison Williams, for Omarion Hampton. Jamison Williams for Hampton. Who are you? I kind of like both those guys. Hampton did not score week 1, put up 8 points. I think Harbaugh really loves to run the ball, but I was very surprised, and I think the NFL fans were in general, that Justin Herbert looked like he didn't have to answer to Harbaugh. He was throwing all over the field, which is like, why has he not been doing this his whole career?
Because they're playing the Chiefs. You're not going to run the ball and beat the Chiefs. You got to throw and you got to make big plays. Yes, trade him for Hampton. Hampton got all the carries last week. You just take it. Because Jamison Williams is on the Lions, who have so much talent, and you're not guaranteed. He will have big games, but he won't have 18 big games.
Dion says, pick 2, Marvin Harrison Jr., Cortland Sutton, or Ladd. I don't know. What do you mean? Oh, pick 2 of the 3?
Marvin and Ladd.
Marvin and Ladd. It's not even a question.
No, Sutton's great.
Sutton's great. Sutton's great, but like the ceiling for Ladd and MHJ is just way higher than Sutton.
I think after watching the last week is Marvin
Trade Waddle for Rashee Rice all day long. I hate Jalen Waddle. I've never liked him. He is perennial going to let you down. Don't like it.
And Rashee Rice is a league winner.
Rashee Rice, when he comes back, is going to be a baller. I have Baker. Should I drop him for Fields or Penix? No, do not drop Baker. If you can pick up Fields, though, and roster him, I would, and then maybe try to trade one of them. Brown or Coleman? Which Brown are we talking about, Sean?
Antonio?
Hollywood Brown or Keon Coleman? Again, listen, this is how I feel. Somebody asked about Dalton Kincaid picking him up. Josh Allen really spreads the ball around. There's going to be no clear-cut number 1 on that team. He's going to move the ball around every single week. Josh Allen is just so good. He creates open space, gets out of the pocket, and he's going to find somebody open. So that means there's no player who's going to consistently get more targets. Hollywood Brown, though, again, listen, if you can in your fantasy leagues, guys, I highly recommend this for both attempts and targets. You can filter available players, right, to targets. Not receptions, not yards, not touchdowns. Those are all the numbers everybody thinks are sexy. Go to targets. That means that quarterback is looking at that player consistently. It's a great statistic to look at to figure out, again, Joe Flacco looking at Fannin, and now we have Hollywood Brown. He's the most looked at guy. We've lost the wide receiver 1 and 2. We're going to move along to Thomas Boy. Javonte Williams start this week. Thomas Boy, you have to start Javonte Williams this week. After his performance last week, absolutely incredible. Listen, remember, he got 2 touchdowns, so you're not going to expect him to do that again. The Cowboys should have scored more points, which had to go to somebody, whether it be CeeDee Lamb, whether it go to Dak Prescott. He only had 50 yards on the ground. I think that the Cowboys are capable of running for more yards than that. Miles Sanders fumbled the ball in it. By the way, if they don't hand that ball off to Miles Sanders and they hand it off to Javonte Williams, he potentially gets a 3rd touchdown. So I think Javante's good for 12 points a week as like kind of a floor. I think he could potentially be a 20-point guy if he's the number one. I don't think we saw Jaden Blue at all, by the way.
Jaden Blue got a DMP. If he comes back, he could take some yards from him, but I don't think it's that time.
Somebody asked if we could scroll up a little bit. Jonnu Smith as a pickup from Chente. Love that. Again, go back to your league. Go to targets. Aaron Rodgers targeted Jonnu Smith early and often. Aaron Rodgers is back, baby. Let me tell you the difference, all you Aaron Rodgers haters. And by the way, this is coming from a Jets fan, okay? Everybody says Aaron Rodgers is washed. He was never washed. I watched him on the Jets. The Jets are a horribly run franchise. It starts from the top. Our owner is an idiot. Our GM, who we finally got the right GM in place, drafts Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Sauce Gardner. What do? We cut him. Then we get Robert Saleh in the chair. And then the first full season Aaron Rodgers has, what happens? What happens? They fire the coach after 4 games because we're 1-4 or 2-3. The Jets are a joke of a franchise. And now when Aaron Rodgers signs with maybe the most successful franchise in history outside the Patriots, the Pittsburgh Steelers, where there's stability, and he gets a coach like Mike Tomlin, who is a godsend. What does he do? He puts up 4 touchdowns on 250 yards, just commands the field, does whatever he wants, looked like Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers again, and he's going to look like that all year. DK Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, love that pickup if he's available in your league. The next question, I'll throw this to you, Ethan. LV Pearsall or Moore with the Purdy injury in mind?
Pearsall or who? Moore?
Or DJ Moore?
Dude, DJ Moore just got destroyed last week. I think Odunze is going to take that job very soon. And I love Ricky Pearsall. He is good as hell. Like, he is a big target that Purdy likes to throw to.
What if Brock Purdy doesn't play? Do you still love him? Because Mac Jones is the backup.
Oh, yeah. Give me Mac Jones and Ricky
Ew.
Pearsall, man.
Ew.
Ricky will be down there somewhere. And Ricky,
guys in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, please tell me what you think about Mac Jones in the comments right now. Continue, Ethan.
Maybe for this, not for this week, but Ricky Pearsall is going to be a top 30 receiver this year. He's a starter in every league.
So Gunner says, trade James Cook while he's high. I have CMC and Jacobs. If you have a flex, Gunner, you have the best team in the league. Do not trade James Cook. You keep CMC. You keep James Cook as your flex, and Josh Jacobs. That might be the best 3 running back combo in the league.
Is this like a 4-team league?
All these idiots, all these fantasy experts, by the way, talking about how James Cook can't score 18 touchdowns again. He's never going to do that again. Why can't James Cook score 18 touchdowns again? He's on the best offense in the league, right? And by the way, he proved it last night, 18 or Sunday night, 18 points again. I drafted him in 2 leagues. I think you're all crazy if you're hating on James Cook. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to run the ball. The Bills are going to score 30 points a game, and he is a high-usage guy. Love James Cook while he's healthy. If you have CMC, by the way, CMC looks great. I'm not saying he's going to get injured. Historically, though, you have to think in your mind, this guy's going to go down. If you don't have Brian Robinson, definitely do not trade James Cook.
Have people forgotten that James Cook is Dalvin Cook's brother? Like, Dalvin Cook was an elite fantasy running back for 6 years straight, just a total workhorse. He's the same type of running back. That Bills team, let's look at running backs like this. You're not going after Tony Pollard. He's not getting carries because the Titans aren't going to be up in games. The Bills are going to be ransacking teams. They're going to be up by 30 a lot. James Cook's going to get a lot of carries soon. So I know in a game where it's back and forth against the Ravens, they don't rely on the run. Similar like the Chargers and Chiefs game. But in a game where the Bills are playing the Jets, James Cook's going to get the ball a lot.
Guys, again, we have multiple shows that we release every single week on YouTube, all right? The first one, if you're watching right now, go to Dappz Sports on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. It's called General Managers. We're going to be covering fantasy in depth, all right? Go check that out this week. Also, remember the cookbook for any of our gamblers who want to know what to be picking on Thursday Night Football. We have a separate show called The Cookbook. Both of these shows launch every single week. Dappz Sports on YouTube. Make sure to go subscribe. We appreciate you. We are live every single day. You are watching Dappz Live, 12 p.m. every single day. We're going to be answering fantasy questions, all of your questions on a daily basis. I'm going to answer a couple more comments before we wrap for the day. This show is Dappz Live every day, 12 to 12:30, live on TikTok. We love all you guys for watching. And listen, by the way, this is not from any schlub. Ethan, by the way, we're in a league together, the Dappz Fantasy League. Ethan is currently in first place with the most points. I think I'm in third or fourth.
First place,
we
baby.
both got a win. Dylan as well. But what Ethan doesn't have is 6 wins. I went 6-0. I have 6 fantasy leagues. I know it's way too many.
I got some breaking news. Josh Giddey, 4 years, $100 million. $100 million to
Josh
child
Giddey
molester.
just signed 4 years, $100 million, guys.
man.
Wow. Man is getting paid. Good for him.
Dude,
All right.
Giddey goes to jail and Josh Giddey gets a contract extension. What a world we live in.
30-30. I don't have any dynasty teams. Actually, pretty standard half PPR leagues is what I enter. I have 1 full PPR this league this year. I have 2 10-team leagues that I'm in. I usually stick to a 12-teamer. I'm going to answer some questions for TJ. He asked, I have Lamb, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Evans, Pearsall, and Johnson. Jesus, need a running back trade. Advice. Okay. I mean, listen, CeeDee Lamb, you got to sell high, right? So, like, CeeDee Lamb is not a guy you can sell high right now. London, Evans, Pearsall, I don't think any of those guys you can really sell high. I think that you definitely need to trade for a running back and fast. I don't know. You can trade a CeeDee Lamb for like a Derrick Henry, right?
Dude,
if you think you can get that, but I don't know if people are trading Derrick Henry right now.
People should go target Travis at the end. That guy is going to get a lot more carries.
Nick Chubb or Montgomery. I'm going Montgomery all day. I don't think Nick Chubb, his legs are suitable to play football. I could be wrong. Guys, get your questions in right now because we're about to wrap the show. Devontae Smith or Jerry Jeudy. I'm going Devontae Smith all day. Jerry Jeudy did not get as many looks as I thought he would have this past week from Flacco, but we will see. The Browns have a tough schedule. Remember, they got to play Aaron Rodgers twice. They got to play Joe Burrow twice. They got to play Lamar Jackson twice. The Browns are panic on Knicks. I'm not panicking on Knicks yet, but definitely disappointing. Definitely disappointing realistic running back trades. Guys, remember, so in one league, I took Josh Allen, 14th overall with my 2nd round pick. Everybody said I was crazy. I dominated that first week, had the most points, feeling really good about it. In the 8th round of that league, Patrick Mahomes is still available. Why? There's no reason to have Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes on your team, but guess what? Patrick Mahomes also balled out. I didn't like the pick. I passed on Deebo Samuel for Patrick Mahomes, which week 1 does not look like the smartest move. But again, now I have Patrick Mahomes sitting on my bench. There's going to be a guy who drafted Bo Nix or Drake May who needs a quarterback. I have Patrick Mahomes. I could trade him for like a Rashee Rice, a Brandon Ayuk, a wide receiver 2, right? So I think I can get a little bit of value out of that spot and add some depth. So again, Kraft or Ertz or Jonnu. Okay, I have Jaden Daniels in multiple leagues. I meant to cuff him with Ertz, and he scored the first week. Ertz absolutely scored. I love that combo. I think that Jaden Daniels will look at Ertz pretty often. Gotta love Tyler Kraft and Jonnu. Listen, man, Aaron Rodgers is about to come back in a big way. Believe in Aaron Rodgers. Check out Calvin Austin. He got a ton of looks. By the way, also check out running back Kenneth Gainwell. Everybody was talking about Jalen Warren and Caleb Johnson going into the draft. Gainwell got more attempts than Caleb Johnson, and he had 4 receptions. Gainwell did not get in the end zone, but Gainwell is going to be a guy who could potentially be a stash running back if you're thin there, all right? Again, guys, remember, General Managers, our fantasy show, every Tuesday on Dappz Sports YouTube. Please go subscribe. The Cookbook for all you gamblers out there. Every Monday and Thursday on the Dappz Sports YouTube. Again, please subscribe. Guys, if you're unaware, we do it. Ethan and I do a show every Thursday. It's called Up or Down. We talk about sports cards, if you're interested in sports cards, and we give away a $200 to $500 sports cards every Thursday. So it's free to enter. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment what you want to see on any episode. You can still get into last week's episode. Is episode number 21, Dill? Can you confirm? Episode 21. Go comment underneath that video, and you're automatically entered into the free CeeDee Lamb. Was it a CeeDee Lamb giveaway? The CeeDee Lamb Uptown. It's like a $300 card. All right, we're giving it away on this Thursday. Make sure you enter the giveaway. It's free. This is Dappz Live that you're watching. I am Dappz. That's Ethan. We are live every day on TikTok. We will be back here for more questions tomorrow at noon. We will see you tomorrow.